Welcome back to another episode of Talk Dead to Me, the only Walking Dead podcast with the guts to start at season 10. I'm your host, Johnny Odell. I'm the social media manager for The Walking Dead, and I am not solo this week. I am joined yet again by Woody Tondorf and Alexandra August. Alexandra, what up?
Hey, I'm so glad to be back.
That sounded natural.
Yeah, very, very organic.
What happened to the real Alexandra? What have you done with her?
Everyone, you can find this podcast on all major platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast, Blueberry, pretty much any place you listen to podcasts, you will find Talk Dead to Me. So please give us a listen, give us a shout, recommend us, follow us on social media. We like engaging with you.
I feel like you made up half of those. Like apple?
Blueberry, not a thing.
Yeah, apple and blueberry. You're just naming fruits.
Fully had this conversation before, and it's a blueberry. It's not blueberry.
Oh, that's why
I
keep going to like blueberry.org and it's not what I hoped.
All right, Woody, what the hell is this episode even going to be about?
Johnny, it's an excellent question. I think just to start off 2020, just to give a real fresh start to it. No guest today. Let's just keep it in the family.
Keep it pure.
I think that we should let's play, because the Rick Grimes movies are going to be a thing, and we don't really know anything about it. There was the EW interview that just came out. I think that we should just mindlessly speculate on what we think the Rick Grimes movie should be and pitch it to each other.
I love that.
Does that sound fun?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm excited for that, if only because when the Rick Grimes movies come out, we can revisit this episode and see who was right.
We're all going to be 100% accurate, I think. We're really going to nail it. And then afterwards, we got a few voicemails I think that we can play.
Yep.
We got some resolutions for some characters, and then some astrological signs and which characters would be that and why. I don't know anything about astrology, so you guys are going to have to talk me through this.
Ooh, okay.
I know just about my own sign because I'm selfish like that. Classic Sagittarius.
Yes.
All right, so before we jump into that, just really quick, in like 20 seconds or less, give me something interesting about your holidays. Alexandra, go.
It's not going to be 20 seconds. I'll just tell you that right now. My holidays were kind of crazy, but I got to meet my new nephew.
Oh.
You guys, they make perfect children. I didn't know this.
Who's they?
Just whoever makes the kids makes perfect children, and my nephew is absolutely one of them, and we danced with him until he threw up. It was great.
Did you just see a baby and call him your nephew? Because it sounds like we're not really getting names on the parents.
That's not information that they probably care to be revealed at this point in time. But I would tell you that I would not travel to Milwaukee for a random baby.
I was going to say, so who exactly is the small child that's right outside of the booth?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, we should probably do something about that at some
All right,
point.
Woody.
They're fine. They're walking away.
What did I do with my holiday? The biggest claim to fame is that I won our white elephant Yankee swap thing by having the absolute best gift to give my in-laws, which was a sequined, those pillows that have the sequins, but if you like rub your hand against it way, like it's a picture.
Oh yeah.
So it was a grinning Nicolas Cage face.
Yes!
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yep.
I went back to South Carolina where I grew up to visit my parents. And then afterwards, I hung out with my sister in Charlotte, and she has 2 kids, and they're amazing. And I learned that they have a great family tradition where they have this box called Table Topics, where, when you're stuck eating dinner with family and you don't really know what to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, Table Topics is here for you, and I have one right here.
Is it just like
You
a
also
box that's
never
in
have-
like the middle of the table, and then you reach into it like a...
That's really awesome.
Like this. Yeah. And
so they look like pretty like plain cards with just like black typing on them.
Are we going to get a table topic right now?
You are. So if you guys could master one instrument, what would it be?
Piano.
Nice. Piano's great. That's actually a really good answer. What about you?
It's such a gorgeous dramatic instrument to play.
Plus, you go to like malls and like airports where they have something set up, and you're like, oh, I couldn't possibly, and then you tickle the ivories like a fucking boss.
And everyone walking by is like, wow, that guy's like, is he famous?
Yeah, usually people are like, look at that asshole. And they're
we-
like, look at that asshole.
Yeah.
That always reminds me of like the Is He Famous reminds me of stories that, I don't know, I feel like get circulated on social media here and there. It shows you a nondescript looking person. It's like, this is Andrew, violinist, and he is the concertmaster of the New York Symphony Philharmonica thing. And he played in Grand Central Station for 20 minutes, and the only person who stopped to listen was this small child. And it should walk through life more slowly.
It was your nephew.
Remy would absolutely stop and listen to a concert violinist. He would know.
Classic Remy.
But no, so if I had to master an instrument, I would either pick the violin because I used to play that really well and I've fallen off. But I think like just in terms of sheer coolness, you got to give me a drum set.
That'd be awesome.
And drumming is really hard.
Yeah.
I've tried.
And cool.
It is.
It's also cool. And lady drummers are just a level of cool
That's
is
true.
difficult
You really
to
never
achieve.
see that.
Yeah.
Unless it's in like
Oh.
the Cranberries or
Meg
something.
White from the White Stripes.
Oh, Meg, I didn't realize she was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's really dope. Also, Lizzo's entire band for the SNL performance that she had was women. And so that she had like a bassist and a drummer and I think maybe another instrumentalist. And they were all ladies.
That's cool. So was I think Prince used to tour with an all female band as well.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah, just Prince things.
It was the 80s though. Everyone had long hair. Who knows?
No. I mean, like he was doing even in the 2000s.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Prince.
Mine would be something I'm currently trying to learn to play, but I keep kind of procrastinating is the guitar. It's really hard. It looks a lot harder than they make it seem in the little kumbaya circles on the beach.
So you mean you're actually really good at it then?
No, I'm terrible.
Because you just said it looks a lot harder.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks a lot easier.
Okay, so I'm picturing you being like, this is actually a breeze. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
No, it's very difficult. Just like getting from one chord to the next is very difficult, and your hands hurt, and it's not as fun as it looks. And I don't feel very cool playing it because it's like an acoustic guitar, so it's all bulky.
Yeah.
And
looking like a youth pastor, just trying to figure out the next
trying to figure
the next
it out
lick for your girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh my God, please, can we leave?"
I'm
holding Lucille like it's a guitar right now.
Yeah, you guys can't see that, but Woody's holding Lucille like a guitar. All right, so now we're gonna go on to the meat of this podcast, which is we're pitching our own shitty ideas for the Rick Grimes movies.
You need to stop telling people how to feel about them by calling them shitty.
No, but this is how Johnny is in the room if he's pitching an idea. We know that Johnny comes into it he tries to manage expectations, brings it down pretty low, cuts himself off at the knees, and then people are like, "Oh my God, that was pretty average.
Exactly.
That was better than I thought."
Exactly.
Lower those expectations the minute you walk in the door.
Works with women. All right. So, Woody, break down the rules for us.
So here's how I think that we could play it. We're going to take a little bit of inspiration from our good friends at Pitchstorm, a card game that Skybound makes. I think that we will come into this as if we are the writer of the first Rick Grimes movie. Mm-hmm. As we know, he went away in the helicopter. He's with a group, and that's all we really know. So I think that we will all individually come in. We will pitch the idea. So if I am pitching it as the first person, I'll be pitching it to you, Alexandra, and you, Johnny. You will have the role of studio executives who are making this Rick Grimes movie. You will then, after I make my pitch, you can also interject whenever you want, but you have to give one note that is just really stupid and dumb that you would get from some executive where like, could it have a dog? Also, could the dog talk? Could it be in space? Whatever.
Perfect.
And then I got to deal with it. I give you the revised version of it, and then you two will decide how much money or what the budget of that film will be.
Love it. All right, Woody, do you want to start us off?
Sure.
Great. We're going to start the timer. It's going to go for 30 seconds. Ready?
Hang on. Let me put down my tiny bottle of water.
Okay. And pitch.
Start the PowerPoint. Okay, we are in post-apocalyptic California. Rick Grimes is left off, but right as like the helicopter is coming down, like there's a mechanical problem and the helicopter breaks and boom, it's beep, 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 mayday, I can't control it. Boom, it crashes in the middle of like the Nevada desert. Rick Grimes is coming out and he's being chased by all of these like salt flat zombies. So they're all like very like crusted in white or whatever. It's very like White Walker-ish, and they're chasing him like running across the salt flats, and he's all like dirty and he's tired and he can't quite make it, and he collapses and he like sees a vision of Michonne and like this is gonna be it. And then out of nowhere, this muscle car shows up and swings in, and who's there? Dominic Toretto.
Oh my God.
And he comes in and he goes, "Please, I need help. I've lost my friends." And he goes, "No, you've gained family." And it's Fast, the Furious, and The Walking Dead.
Stop. That is 1 minute. I guess we should have made it 1 minute. That was a perfect pitch in my eye.
Thank you very much.
That was really good. It was really good.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay.
I'm with it. I have a couple of questions.
Yep.
Is this like right where we left off with Rick? So he's chasing him. He's being chased out of the Nevada desert by salt zombies with a wound.
I'm gonna say he still has a minor wound from the.
All right, I like that because I liked how that last episode was this brilliant kind of interminable, painful journey. But I think this story is lacking in like just a little bit of magic. So I would like us to talk about, and we can just float the idea of a magic carpet.
Is Alexandra speaking for the whole room here, Johnny?
No, I was gonna say add more snakes.
Okay. So here. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Great.
I don't think that those conflict.
No, I think we can find synthesis. Okay, I can do this. Takes a sip of the water bottle. Thinks about how if I don't get this movie sold, I can't make rent. Okay, so they get into Dominic Toretto's there, but they also have this other guy who's like this hip dude who they brought over from Agrabah. And that man's name is Jafar, and he's also a member of the crew. And he's there to get them all the way across the salt flats because guess what? These cars don't run with gas anymore. They're powered with the magic of family and friendship. And Jafar powers that through snakes and a magic carpet that he puts underneath each of the cars. No, none of them get magic carpets. Only Tyrese gets the magic carpet. That's it. Tyrese gets the magic carpet because he ruined his car for some reason.
I like that you could have like integrated like a metaphorical magic carpet or like a tattoo of a magic carpet, but you went full magic carpet.
Yeah.
I would not have approved a metaphorical magic carpet. That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, are snakes an alternative form of fuel?
Oh, yes.
So we have solar, we have electric,
We have nuclear. We have snakes.
I'm
have
imagining
snakes.
this being animated and like Dominic Toretto shows up all of a sudden like his like Rick's like, how did you get here? Like, do you guys still have gas? And all of a sudden like he pops the tank and like these 5 snakes just like
They
don't need it.
they pop Michelle Rodriguez's one, and it's like the can of snakes, like the prank one. They just like pop out like silly snakes. Like, boom! Yep.
More where that came from.
So-
we hit up every joke store on the BCH. We're stocked for years, man. Come stay with us.
It's their version of the NOS. It's like hit the snakes or like hit the hiss.
Wait, so what's the name of this movie?
It's called the Fast and the Furious Dead and Jafar Go to Agrabah, the movie.
Nope, we're gonna need something way shorter.
It's called Dead Fast.
Dead Fast. I like that. Dead Fast.
I like that. Yeah. I was thinking the Dead and the Furious, but Dead Fast is more interesting.
Dead Fast.
Yeah.
So how much money are we talking about for this? Because we're bringing in a Disney property.
I'm gonna give you a cool 60 mil.
Woof.
I have a lot of faith in this story, but I would like you to incubate this in podcast form. So I'm gonna give you $50,000.
That is just
That's
rude.
generous.
Real talk. A year and change ago, I had the rights to actually make a movie for the old '90s car racing game, Cruisin' USA, and I was like, awesome! And I pitched this whole like '90s buddies thing, and they were like, excellent. How can we do that for $30,000? And I was like, you can't.
You just can't.
Any movie, really.
Yeah, I could describe it to you in an audiobook, and that would be about as far as we'd get.
That's awesome. All right, who's next? I can be next.
Okay.
I can't wait. Well, this is Johnny Odell. He's come over from all the way over across town.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey,
How was it getting in?
it's great.
All right, so we understand that you have a pitch for us.
Yeah.
I have a little pitch for you guys. The Rick Grimes movie.
Who's
I'm
Rick
ready
Grimes?
to pitch. From The Walking Dead.
Oh, right.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
we love that. We
Sorry.
love that show. It's really great. So whenever you're ready, let's begin.
Yeah.
Great. All right, so we pick up right at Rick in the helicopter. He is getting flown to Philadelphia, Philly, city of brotherly love, and we find out, and he's like, where am I going? And then the pilot turns around, takes off his helmet. It's Sylvester Stallone.
What?
And he's like, come with me if you want to live. So he flies him to the secure location where they're trying to figure out how to cure the zombie virus, basically. And so they put him up in this apartment that's completely caged in, and they give him some tools to kind of play with, but they give him one window, and he looks outside of it, and he sees all this sort of shady things going on. Maybe they're not actually trying to find the virus. Maybe they're just doing some human experimentation or something. So it kind of becomes a rear window thing. But all of a sudden, he gets broken out by who other than Heath. And Heath, he's like, I've been here the whole time. So he takes him out, and then Pollyanna, a.k.a. Jadis, comes in, and they both form a crew. Sylvester Stallone joins them as well. And then the four of them go and they have to topple the leader, the lady that we met in that World Beyond trailer, who I can't remember her name.
Julia Ormond.
And she's the main villain, and they have to topple her organization and find a way to get back to Alexandria, and that's the cliffhanger for until the second movie. And the name of the movie is Rear Walking.
Wow.
I like that because now I'm imagining Rick like moonwalking a little bit, his little butt shaking.
I was picturing him, just like walking backward with like big exaggerated strides.
Yeah. So Rear Walking.
That's great.
Thanks.
That's absolutely terrific.
Do you guys have any notes?
Well, look, I didn't honestly, I didn't think of it until you brought him up, and I usually I'm not much for casting in the room, but I'm just wondering how you mentioned that that Heath shows up. So how exactly can we get Heath Ledger in this movie?
We're actually I'm talking about Corey Hawkins
because we're
who
really
plays
into
Heath.
holograms and like how that's working. Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah, we've both invested. Our studio has
Great
invested
question.
in hologram technology.
Such a great question.
Yeah.
They're not going to have hologram technology in this place. They will be pretty advanced, but I don't think they'll have holograms. So I respect your opinion, but we're not going to have a Heath Ledger hologram. We're just going to have Heath, played by Corey Hawkins. You might have known him from Straight Outta Compton and other films. So, yeah, that's what I meant.
So I'm hearing a no to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you seemed like you had a question, not really a note. Is there something was that a note?
The note is put Heath Ledger in the movie.
Well, he's dead, and I don't think he actually signed his rights to be hologram.
Which brings us back to the hologram conversation.
Yes.
Should we contact Heath's estate?
Oh no, I've already spoken to Heath's estate.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's great. That was a good bit of forethought.
Well, I play racquetball with Heath's estate.
Oh,
so yeah, no,
that's
it's
nice.
Yeah,
This is
it's
too
really
dark.
coming along.
This is so dark.
I actually have an actual note.
Okay.
Not that wasn't it. I'm sorry.
The whole point is to like torpedo it and like give you something where you're like, well, what the fuck? And I think putting Heath Ledger into your movie instead of Heath is the sort of thing a mindless executive would do. Sorry that I'm playing the game perfectly.
No. I'm sorry. I really don't know why I said that.
Wow.
So I think going on this, I think bringing in Sylvester Stallone is genius.
Genius.
Absolutely, completely fitting.
Love
I think we could push that further. I smell Expendables 4.
Expendables 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chuck Norris needs to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Dolph Lundgren.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think, who else we got? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kurt Russell,
Jason Statham,
Brigitte Nielsen.
And I think they're all in separate cages in this facility in Philly. So.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to say is-
Expendables in prison and Rick Grimes.
Yeah, that's the movie. What's the budget?
Well,
Budget, please.
You shot down the Heath Ledger bit, and which
Well,
honestly
it was
like,
just in bad taste.
But I gotta tell you, Johnny, all of the international financing and the distribution was really wrapped up in Heath's involvement. So that's gonna hit the budget pretty hard. I'm gonna say $2 million.
$2 million.
You'd be lucky to get it.
$2 million won't even pay for Sly.
What is this, Quibi?
If we push this, if we go full Expendables on this and we kind of merge the franchises, I think there's so much we can count on in terms of merchandise, in terms of live events. I would see Chuck Norris at Walker Stalker. I don't know about any of you. So I'm gonna push this to a cool $100 million, and we'll see how many Expendables we can get in this movie and really merge it and make it a good Prison Break Walker sensational collage.
I think we're going to put some Doritos in it. I think this speaks like a marketing vehicle to me. Summer tentpole. It's going to be great. Did the world end in 2013? Yes. Are we going to put 2020 goods in it? Also, yes.
Also, yes.
The world actually ended in 2010.
Also, yes.
Great.
This is going great. I love this game.
Fantastic. All right, Alexandra, give us your pitch. We're going to time you.
All right.
We'll cut you off after a minute.
Better men have tried and failed.
Yeah, says the guy who went for a minute 30.
How dare you?
So, all right, I may have been taking this a little bit too seriously, but I really, honestly, like if I'm just thinking about what I think will actually happen, I'm very excited to see Pollyanna McIntosh and Jadis when Jadis has all the comforts of home, and so I feel like she's gonna completely just drink the Kool-Aid and go to the dark side and like, look, I have free applesauce all the time now, and it's awesome. And Rick's gonna be like, hi, I have to get back to Alexandria for many reasons. And so, but this is 6 years in the future, or I don't know, or I'm hoping, I feel like we're going to see a basic tale of like Rick resisting sort of like them being like, you belong with us now and you can't leave. And ultimately either finding a way to break away from them or to drink the Kool-Aid for long enough that he can get some autonomy. Essentially a Shutter Island. But I also was thinking, like, what if the entire movie was about him trying to escape until the very last minute when we realize, twist, it's all a simulation and it's all a test, and they just keep trying to break his spirit.
Ooh.
And it keeps failing. So it's just constantly
So
like
it's
resets.
the Matrix.
It's not the Matrix. Absolutely. It's more like Cube meets the... Is it Cube?
It's a little
meets
bit like The
Matrix?
Prisoner?
Matrix.
Or The Island a little bit too.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I feel like Cube meets Shutter Island,
the
like where we
Matrix-
don't really know like what's real, what's reality, and what's...
But I'm liking. So this is great. I'm really liking. I like Johnny's note, and I want to go forward with it. So tell us about the big twist when Rick realizes that he is living in a computerized simulation.
In my mind, he's trying to escape and does escape, only to realize, like, nope, we're going to keep doing this until you stop escaping or until
So
you
it's
stop
like
trying to
a
escape.
Groundhog Day Shutter Island.
With a little bit of Saw in it.
Yeah, so I think Rick is just abject over and over again until finally he's just too tired.
Fascinating. Well, these are our 3 pitches. Oh wait, we have to.
We
edit
got to
them.
give this a budget too.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we have to give her notes. You already gave her a note.
I gave her one little curveball, but I want to hear how you're gonna fuck this shit up.
At some point, he has to trap someone else in the simulation.
Ooh,
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a little bit Lawnmower Man too now.
I feel like that's an opportunity for a new character. Maybe Julia Ormond shows up and we know she's the big bad, but he doesn't.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm liking it.
I don't know. All right, so those are our 3 pitches. And I just like to say, even though we work at Skybound, we are completely in the dark about the Rick Grimes movies. So if any of our premises come to light, then that is just a
Dumb luck.
Really dumb job by
Very.
the people making it, honestly. I mean, we really spent a lot of time on this, but
Scott Gimple gets to the end of this podcast. He's like, "Damn it! I almost
I had all these ideas.
I thought this was great, but they just called these
How
all
did they-
garbage."
How did they know?
Perfect. All right. Now we're going to go on to our voicemails. They're a little mixed bag this week, but that's okay. Those are the best ones.
Hi, this is Mrs. G calling from Tampa, Florida. My New Year's resolution is regarding Michonne. I need to know how soon will Rick, Michonne, and RJ reunite. We need to make this happen in 2020. Thanks.
I was unsure where the resolution was coming in. That where like, do we get faster and stronger to find them? But the resolution is just reunite with your family.
Is Rick, Michonne, and RJ, and I'm assuming Judith as well, going to reunite in 2020? I'm going to say no. But I think eventually, yes. Like maybe 3rd Walking Dead movie, which could come out, I don't know, the next...
2027.
The next Olympics?
I think eventually there'll be some sort of synthesis. Sure. But I think they're so far away at this point that it's not going to be a 2020 thing.
Right. I mean, we don't even know if Michonne makes it out alive this season. I
Yeah.
mean, I know, but you don't know.
Wait, do you watch the episodes? You get them in advance, don't you?
You ask me this every episode, and the answer is yes.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know that Michonne's going to make it back to Alexandria before she exits the show.
Yeah.
I think that it seems highly likely that her going to this mysterious island with a mysterious naval base could potentially be the thing that gets her out of the region and off to find Rick. Because I firmly believe that she and Rick will be reunited. Because that's I think that's going to be a huge driving force for people to see those movies, and it'll be the motivating force for Rick to try to do whatever he's going to do. I'm guessing.
Sure.
I don't know if all of that entire family will be reunited. That seems a little bit too sweet for The Walking Dead. It seems a little bit too optimistic, I guess.
Yes.
But I would like that. I would really like that. I'm not wishing it doesn't happen. I'm skeptical about whether or not it will. I think that Rick will meet his son, though.
I think he'll at least find out about his son. If the movies do come out this year, they could also come out next year. I don't know. But I think him somehow finding out that he has a son, I think that's a possibility.
So just going off the EW interview, it just seemed like they're very much still at the starting point and just waiting to see, where the story's going to lead them. So, and movies take so long to actually like go and to make and get out there that I would be shocked.
They're at the very beginning of the production process. They're still in pre-production, so it's highly unlikely that given that we'd see a movie this year. Definitely, I think it's far more likely we'd see a trailer at like Comic-Con or something.
Yeah, and you want to, I mean, if you're going to do the first Walking Dead movie, like you've got to really knock it out of the park, and so you've got to take your time to make sure like the director is right, the script is perfect, like all that stuff, and like you can't rush that.
To your point, what you said about Rick finding out about RJ, I think that makes the most sense because like heretofore we've identified this three ring community as kind of omnipotent compared to everyone else, at least in terms of what they're looking for. And I think a surprise surrounding them is that they're not as powerful as we thought, or that they are more so. And I think it's possible they could know that Rick has a son and could at some point use that knowledge to bait him.
Ooh, and putting on our tinfoil hats, if Georgie is Pamela and Finkel is Einhorn, then it's possible, they still communicate with Georgie, a.k.a. could be Pamela, a.k.a. the Commonwealth, who could be the C in CRM, which is the three-ring circus community. So,
which is where Michonne discovers a lost child in the comics, right? So all plays on theme.
True, right?
Yep.
So lost children, sorry, the tinfoil is really giving me a headache.
I'm still wondering, like, if you get to the point of, like, the way that they position the three rings and the way that they're dressing up the lead and the way they present their soldiers and all that stuff, like, it seems to me to, like, just kind of smacks of villainy. Or villainy. So I think, like, it would be interesting if you get to, like, the Commonwealth and they're actually, like, pretty nice folks. And they're like, yeah, like, we have all of this stability and civilization, whatever, but those folks over there scare the hell out of us type thing.
Oh,
that's the thing. That's kind of, I feel like I'm now physically incapable of trusting nice people on The Walking Dead because to a man, anytime before Alexandria, anytime we saw a community that was in any way functional, there was something really demented and awful at its root. And I'm just now like, I can't, my boundaries are too far up. I don't trust anyone.
And that's why you hit us with a boxing glove every time we say hi to you. You just don't trust anyone.
I don't. That's why I have the mechanism. I just press a trigger at this point. Otherwise, my arm was just, ow.
It doesn't even hurt anymore. I think my face is like,
that's good.
Accustomed to
I've
it.
learned to like just duck out of the way in just the right moment.
This is a really long voicemail answer, so we're just gonna move on to the next one. Mama Deadhead.
Yeah,
Bless
All-Star.
her.
What's up, guys? It's Mama Deadhead. So I honestly, truly could not think of one for like my top favorite characters: Morgan, King Ezekiel. So I'm gonna go with my almost favorites, but still love them. I'm going to go with Michonne, and I'm going to go with Jerry. And I'm going to put them as the same astrological sign as myself, which is Taurus, which I believe it fits because family first. We love family. We love our food. You mess with either of those, and you're going to be in some big trouble. I mean, Michonne is certainly a hold-you-down type of person. If your ass is out of line, she's going to get you in line, and I think that's what a Taurus does. Stole a peanut butter bar. Definitely something a Taurus would do. Jerry, same way. We think of him as like, this maybe fun, comical, bring in the cobbler type character, but he will also chop your Jeffrey Dahmer looking ass in half if you mess with the king. So I'm going to put both of those as Taurus. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Mama Deadhead, you are always reliable. You are the Mark Maron to our Conan O'Brien
The real
show.
MVP.
If we need someone, you just come through every time. We appreciate that. I think Alexandra, and pardon my sexism, might be the most knowledgeable about astrological signs. She's
I know a little bit about just the fact that I could speak to the fact that Taurus is an earth sign, and
they live on Earth, so that sounds promising.
I think I like the idea of Jerry as a Taurus for sure. I don't know that Michonne has always just screamed like fire sign, or maybe because I'm an Aries and I'm a fire sign and I tend to be. Most fire signs are dicks in some capacity, and Michonne has that capacity, which is something I love about her.
One of their traits for a Taurus is immovable, which is interesting because last time we saw Jerry was in that trailer and he was stuck in a cave, so very immovable.
Stop hanging over sweet Jerry's fate in front of me at any given moment in time. I have 6 to 7 more weeks until I find out what happens to my sweet, sweet Jerry, and it doesn't look great, and I am so upset.
February 23rd.
I can't. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch that with like through my fingers the entire hour. I can't deal with it.
It's gonna be so fun.
I swear to God, if it drags into like a second episode, I'm gonna make us watch it. I don't care what it takes, what NDAs we have to violate. Like I have to know.
That I definitely, whenever I feel like people, modern fandom has empowered people to accuse creators of actual spite when writing stories, spite towards certain vocal sects of fandom. Mm-hmm. When it's an episode like this and everybody's been hanging on whether or not people survive or don't survive and who survives the cave, and they put it, if it's something like this cliffhanger and then they extend it through 2 episodes, I think that is spiteful. That is something in my brain that I'm like, you knew exactly what you were doing. This is totally manipulative and I don't like it, but I'm sure as sugar gonna watch.
Yeah. They won't do that to us.
Hey, can you watch your language?
Yeah.
Sure as sugar.
Sure as sugar. Look, I realized a little while back that I was using curse words as more of a sauce as opposed to a seasoning. So I'm trying this month to stop saying them completely in the hopes that I can, come up with some fun substitutes.
Well, in the same way that this episode is also sponsored by Table Topics, we're also sponsored by the Salt Lobby. So if you could keep the other S word down just a little bit, that'd
Copy
be great.
that.
Yeah. Salt. It's good.
All right. And that wraps up this week's episode of Talk Dead to Me. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for our ridiculous shenanigans. Hopefully you liked some of our pitches. If you guys have a better pitch or a more interesting pitch,
It wouldn't be difficult.
let's make that the voicemail question for next week. So all you have to do is call us at 213-536-1275. Definitely have it memorized and not reading off my phone. And go ahead and, tell us your name, city, and what your pitch would be. Try to make it short, like 30 seconds or less. Just give us like some main beats and how it would end, and there you go.
30 seconds. We cannot stress this enough. If any of you monsters call in with a 3-minute pitch, I'm going to listen to it, but I'm also going to talk badly about you while it goes on. So you understand the score going into this. You have only yourself to blame.
If you're physically incapable of self-regulating the time for which you speak, like myself, I highly suggest using the timer on your phone.
I was going to say, you could probably be a co-host for this podcast.
You probably could. All right. That wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, happy birthday, Nate.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Anyway, Table Topics. And it seemed lame to me at first. But I was like, almost every interaction